Okay, so this is you back in the day,
Right? Yeah,
and this is a picture. I just reran the picture from John Dokken, who appeared the past two podcasts. That's Dokken on the right, and right in the middle there, the young fellow with the long hair with the blue circle drawn around him
that's
is
right.
Billy. Back when he had long dreads,
I
and his
did.
shoulder length at least, right?
They went down to my waist by the time I cut those off. I had them for 8 years.
So
Uh,
explain why you would have such hair, because I think
oh,
that,
you know,
gets it.
I was very much into music,
Hmm.
and at the time period I was playing. At that time I was playing pretty heavy this hardcore music, and I was, something akin to. It was even heavier to what was going on in Seattle in the early '90s, and it was this hardcore music. So I started growing out my hair and collecting various amps to elevate my sound, and connected with a couple guys in Charlottesville, and that was the whole thing behind the hair. I was just sort of in the music scene. But one thing I noticed is that a lot of these guys in the music scene, they were doing a lot of drugs, like heavy drugs,
Yeah.
like cocaine. But I always thought, like, I was a big fan of Hendrix and some of these other artists, but I recognize the need to sort of to enter into this kind of altered state in order to
Hmm.
perform this type of music, but I didn't want to do it with drugs
Hmm.
at all. And so
Hmm.
for me, like a part of the training, like, of course I was pursuing, the epitome of health was like something that I wanted to achieve. But in addition to that, the meditation, the fasting, um,
You were
all those
con
practice.
so you were conflicted then.
Well, I want those. I felt that those activities were what I wanted to use to get me to that focused state of mind on stage. So rather than like having to use
I
drugs,
see.
yeah, for me it was meditation, fasting, um, prayer to some respect, in some respects, and of course like a lot of practice to get to the point where I could, perform the music with like an unsullied state of mind.
And your style, you were like a guitarist, so you were playing like shredder type
So you know what the
power
style.
chords. What?
Yeah, it was like I couldn't shred that well. I wasn't like a great lead player. I like later on, I sort of got into playing a lot of lead guitar, but at the time it was more like we would drop the low E string to D to kind of
Hmm.
make it easier, and we would sort of, and that allowed us to kind of play like a plethora of these really dissonant, chords, and a lot of it was rhythmic. And kids loved it. And so what I realized is, like, around age 20, 21, I think I went out one day for a show, and there was like 119-year-old, like between 14 and 19-year-old boys, like, killing themselves in the pit. And that was the day that I was like, I think this is kind of the end of my hardcore career. This is really what I got into this for. I really, that's, I'll tell you something else funny is, like, there was a shop called the Cosmic Coyote Gift Shop on the
Uh,
corner. It
yeah.
was like it was a
Oh
head
yeah, yeah,
shop.
yeah, yeah.
You
The
remember that?
Cosmic Code. She was one of my
That's right.
students.
Was she Linda?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
right. Yeah, so
Heller. Her
yeah,
last name
that's
was
right. That's right.
Heller.
Heller. Do you know that her son, Amos Heller, do you know
Yeah.
who he's the bass player for?
Dave,
No,
right?
no, no, no. That's Stefan.
Oh,
No,
that's
her
Stefan.
no, her son Amos is the dude. What is her name? She just said that.
Heller was her last name.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
was
yeah.
her
No, no, no.
name.
The name of the woman. She's a famous rock star. She just had the wedding in Madison Square Garden in New York. Um,
Uh,
she married Travis Kelce.
oh, Taylor Swift.
Yes, he's the bass player of Taylor Swift now.
Oh my God. Well, he was
Yes,
big. He was big in who was he playing with in Charlottesville when he was
like
playing?
he's
Because I
playing with
remember this.
he's playing with Nerve No Pain. Uh,
That's it. Nerve, no
Nerve
pain.
No Pain with like a
Yeah.
metal band, and of course I played a bunch of shows with them as well in my band.
Yes.
Uh, but I was in the Cosmic Coyote, and I've been playing all this really heavy music.
Yeah.
We opened up for like the Melvins, Helmet, a lot of these bands. And I remember just like I was listening to like WTJU, I think it was, or something like that.
Yeah.
And the Grateful Dead came on. And they're like, all right, we're here for the Jerry Garcia hour. And I remember thinking like, I'm not gonna listen to this crap. And then I remember my hand was reaching up towards the to change the radio station. And suddenly I was just like, you know what? This is kind of nice. I kind of like this. I remember just sort of sinking into this Grateful Dead and just like it slowly. And then I think I got a girlfriend and I stopped playing hardcore and people are like, Bill, what's wrong with you, man? Like, and I was like, I'm just not angry anymore. I think
Oh,
all these different things. I think like just growing older, the meditation, wanting to do some other more advanced music. But anyway, that is why I had the hairstyle, which
yes.
eventually I cut off before I went to Japan.